Here you go. So from this side, they will start with the landing page. They will have the access to the recording. They will have they will put the name and email address, and then now they sign up on the bot sequence. Now, what CJ did is a new bot sequence and the new email sequence, which still need to be integrated. So it's not integrated yet.
Okay.
The new one is still the old one.
Okay.
And the old one, I was offering a consultation.
Okay.
But the intake, the uptake for the offer from the free checklist to consultation was very, very low.
Okay.
Because it was a big ask from a checklist to consultation. So I said, what if now what I want to do, I want to see if I can sell an online product, which we have, which is really good on how to sell from the stage and creating events that sells.
Okay.
Which is part of our members area.
Okay. Okay.
So what CJ then did is creating this list, and this is the interface that you will see when you are working on Infusionsoft.
Right.
For the campaign. So immediately they will receive, as soon as they get the tag from the form, they will receive a confirmation request, like just to make sure you're a human being, click here, like a double opt-in.
Yeah.
And then here they will receive an email with the link with the checklist.
Right.
And then it will start an engagement sequence, which I think they will be 7 emails.
Okay.
To get them to buy the program.
Okay. So basically they're going to receive the checklist even if they don't get on the bot, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So it's almost like a tricky question. It's almost like a trick here. We say, hey, you will only get the bot if you only have the checklist if you sign up on the bot.
Right.
But the reality is they will get a checklist anyway.
Okay.
And we find that actually the uptake in the bot is quite high.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is really good. Now, the way we are creating the bot is because I want now to be in the position where I can run campaigns just straight to the bot.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they get a checklist anyway, but then they will ask for the name and email address for something else, which I'll walk you through the bot campaign in a minute.
Right.
So what happens here now, when they will buy the program, they will be tagged both program selling from the stage.
Okay.
And the moment they get tagged both program selling from the stage, they will stop receiving emails and they will go into a thank you sequence.
Okay.
Now the thank you sequence is not created yet.
Okay.
Right? And the tags here, they're not created yet.
Okay.
So what we need to do right now is, I would love your opinion on if you think in the sequence, there will be some that CJ has created, there will be something to change.
Okay.
And I would love your input on that. But also what we will need to create, oh wow, it's loud.
Yeah.
Okay, there is something you need to know about me. Noises threw me off a lot. So if there is a lot of noise in the background, expect me to just completely lose the track of what I'm saying. Just for for future references, so you know, and you don't think I'm crazy or I just lost the plot. So what we need to do is to create the engagement, the tags here. So then when they buy the program,
they're out of the sequence and they're
out of the sequence. And then what we need to create is another thank you sequence here, which then upsells the full membership.
Okay.
Because now that they bought the $97 offer,
right?
Then then what I want to do is then to upsell hey, why don't you pay me $47 a month and you get access to all the other training?
Right.
Because the ultimate aim is then to sell, let me show you, this membership from the thank you sequence.
I've actually seen this, so I know what you're talking about.
You've seen the membership.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. So I want them to join for $1 as an upsell there. And then so they can get access to all the trainings that we have.
Right.
Perfect. So we got that. And so they have the thank you sequence, and that's what I want them to buy. So because the thank you sequence needs to be created, what we will need to do, one of the calls, once we have optimized the first part of the sequence, then we will have another call next week, and we will agree on what the thank you sequence is going to look like.
Okay.
And what kind of pages or videos or copywriting material then you need me to create.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have any questions so far?
So no, I think I'll ask about what my exact tasks are once we're towards the end of the call. But right now, I'll just listen to how we're doing this.
Perfect, fantastic. So we're going to have the task list at the end of the call.
Yeah.
So now, once the first part is done, so this the engagement sequence is finalized, all the tags are created, and we have at least a thank you email here.
Yeah.
Then we can switch this campaign on.
Right. Yeah.
While we are working on the other upsell. I don't want people, even if the upsell is not ready, I just want this engagement sequence to be tested to see if you actually are going to make some sales.
Right.
And in the meanwhile, what we need to work on is on the ManyChat part of the campaign. The CJ has created already. And this campaign goes in this way, I think, is in the automation part. Frequencies. Maybe this is the new one. I hope so. Or maybe it's in growth tools.
No, it's probably that one.
It's probably that one.
Yeah.
Because I have another one. Yeah, this one was the old one. Yeah, this one was the old one. Okay, anyway, starting from the same checklist. Let me move this on the other side so I can see the screen. And no, this is not the one, because he has many more stuff in there. So let me check if he created it in growth tools.
Yeah, it'll be in opt-in actions. When
Where
you
would
go
it
to
be?
opt-in actions on the growth tool.
Right, perfect.
Yeah, so he's connected selling from the stage.
Okay.
Go back.
Yeah, you're right.
In opt-in actions.
Okay.
The sequence he's connected is selling from the stage checklist.
All right, so that was the right sequence that he connected it to. Okay, so we're going in sequences. So after one day, they will receive, hey, hope you enjoyed the selling from the stage checklist. Quick question for you. Do you want me to be able to do perfect sales from the stage? I know that was different, actually. I don't know where I put it.
So the first message that would go immediately would be set up in the growth tool itself, and then they would receive the sequence.
But what he did, he created a sequence to sell the product. Here
Oh,
is a
okay.
sequence to sell the consultation.
Oh, okay.
Unless he put it under the other page that we have. Give me a second. Let me just check if it's here, because I know I created a growth tools because he showed me last time. No, that's not this one. Yeah, this is the current one that we have. Well, we will need to find it. Let me check. Let me ask him where he put it, because I know that he actually created a checklist. He actually created the sequence. He actually created a sequence, and he showed me that he also put all the different tags depending on what they were doing.
Right.
So
yeah.
all the sequences are already tagged.
Okay.
And the aim again on the sequence is so there are in the infusions of 10 ManyChat sequences, the call to action basically is almost the same. I want them to see 3 videos that I've recorded about selling from the stage, and then there is buy the product.
Right.
So in the sequence in ManyChat, there was message 1, watch video 1, message 2, watch video 2, message 3, watch video 3. Hey, by the way, buy the product.
Okay.
So these are the things that we need to refine. And that will be the first step of the first sequence to create. Do you have any question on the strategy or anything that you think
No,
that you have in mind right now?
So from the landing page, the email sequence will get triggered, and from the thank you page, the bot sequence will get triggered, right?
Yeah.
And so there are going to be people who are going to opt in into both. So they're going to be receiving similar sequences on email as well as the bot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because basically what I want them to do is to, correct me if I'm wrong with this, but what I want them to do is I want to make sure they see the bloody message.
Right, yeah.
Right? So most of the time, I will put the same message in all the different platforms, because at least I'm sure that in one platform, they're going to bloody see it.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of, this is something for you, when you're creating the tag, I'm going to give you all the trainings. I've got access to all the trainings on Infusionsoft, which is, is a very good search mechanism. But the way you create the tags is to go into CRM settings. And then you will be able to create tag categories. And then you will add tag categories. So you can create one clicking here. And then once the category has been created, and in this case, the category, I think, was already created in online courses or something like that, in products, because it's a product. Then you will use product as a tag category. And then we are going to use, when I'm recording the session, so I will upload this. And then you will be able to add the tag, the relevant tag here.
Okay.
So in this case, the tag that you need to ask, I think, is already been created. Let me just check here. It should be under the name events that sell. So you have a tag which is clicked events that sell, of course, for the clicked. but we don't have a product tag associated to it for the people that buy it.
Okay.
So in that case, we will need to create it.
Okay.
To see all the tags that are related to a specific online course, if you click online, you search online, you can see that you have online membership. And you have the, no, actually the category is membership site, not products. Right, the category is membership site. So you see, this is the problem that we have. Some categories are products, sometimes are purchase, sometimes are products, sometimes are membership sites. And what we need to do is to tie them up.
Okay. So basically, even if they even if they purchase one product from the membership, it should be going to membership site.
Yes, because I know that, I want to be able to click on the category and then see all the other tags from that category.
Right.
But what I did, you see here, the mistake was the online membership is here. And here you have sales mastery, you have sell from the stage, which is the product that you're selling. But
right.
instead of being under product, instead of being under membership sites, is under product.
Right.
So we will need to tie it up in that way. But this is the tag that I want you to use. So it's already been created.
Okay.
So this is mainly everything that you need is under CRM and setting in terms of tag creation.
Okay.
And then when you want to create a campaign, then you're looking at marketing and you have campaign builder. So all the campaigns are going to be under campaign builder. There are going to be times where we need to create a product or an order.
Okay.
And the way it works, so you will have, you see here in e-commerce, you will have orders and products.
Okay.
Now, in order to create an order, we need to create a product first.
Okay.
Which means we create the product, and some of them they're already created, and some of them are not. And then from the product, we create an order form.
Okay.
Now, the good things about that is that every time you create a product or an order form, you can associate tags. So then when someone buys the product, then immediately the tag is created, and the tag will trigger the sequence.
Okay.
So that's why you will need to familiarize with this part, because they're all interconnected in the creation of the campaign.
Okay.
But there are trainings on everything. And, if you're already used to work with CRM, at the end of the day, they're more or less the same.
Yeah.
And this is important because every time you're going to create a campaign, and we take selling from the stage checklist as an example, there are different ways to start the sequence. So you can see here on the left side, you can find what are the goals of the campaign. And the goals mean, what is the thing that starts the campaign? What is the trigger?
Basically, where are they coming from? So in this case, it's a landing page.
This is a bit tricky because actually the landing, they will not come on that because Infusionsoft has a landing page built in.
Okay.
But the landing pages of Infusionsoft, they're crap.
So this is email link clicked or tag?
So most of the time, we will create or a web form or a tag.
Okay.
Which means that because a ClickFunnels can integrate with an Infusionsoft form.
Yeah.
So what we do, we create generally a form, and the form automatically triggers a tag.
Okay.
So then when someone submits something, takes an action of ClickFunnels, they will be trigger the form triggers the tag, and the tag triggers the campaign.
Okay.
But at the moment, we haven't created anything a bit more advanced, like, for example, they click a link, but they don't buy, they will do something different. We have never created something at the level of complexity.
Okay.
And I want, before we do that, I want the main structure of the campaign to be created. And then we can add the bells and whistles later.
Right. Yeah.
So you will see that, sometimes you will have a campaign that will be triggered from a product purchase.
Yeah.
They buy something, which is created in the product page, and that will trigger the sequence.
Okay. Yeah.
Or they will complete a task. There is a lead score which is achieved, and the lead score that we have at the moment. Are you familiar with lead scores?
Is it like the customer value?
Is the amount of actions that a customer takes within a database.
Okay.
So the lead score in Infusionsoft, they give you 5 claims. Depending on how many emails you open, how many products you buy, you can set up a different lead score.
Okay.
And at the moment, we haven't set it up in a proper way. So all the lead score are freaking all over the place.
Okay.
But ideally, I want to arrive to a point in the future where we have a clear understanding of when something is tagged to a customer.
Right.
So then we can have a campaign which is triggered when something, or an action which is triggered when a customer reaches a certain level of lead score.
Okay. Yeah.
But at the moment, you will use, to start the campaigns, web form, product purchase, or tag apply. These are the 3 main ones you will use.
Okay.
Then once you go into the sequence, you see now we apply the tag, and once you click on the tag, this becomes opt-in selling from the stage download. In this case, it's already created. Then this is the rhomboid of the rules, and you see that the rules are not set up yet.
Okay.
So the way you set up the rule, you will click on rule, and then if you give you different options. If contact field, feedback, tags, most of the time becomes tags. If turn tags contain or doesn't contain, then it will trigger the response. So this is the format that you will see it. Does it make sense so far?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm just giving you a quick crash course. And then when you trigger a sequence, in this case it's the email confirmation sequence, so that you have different things that you can do. You can have a delay timer, a date delay, a field timer. You will have an email, which is when it triggers the email.
Yeah.
But Infusionsoft can also be integrated with sending automated letters as well.
Okay.
It's something that we don't use yet.
Yeah.
But I want to be at the point where, if someone buys a £10,000 program, they receive an automated later on the post with a package.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know that that integrates automatically with Amazon. It's not something we have yet, but future is going to be there.
Right.
You see that you have 2 different things, email and email legacy.
Yeah.
Use the email and not legacy, because everything you see legacy is part of the old Infusionsoft that they are going to get rid of at some point.
Okay.
But then during the sequence inside, you can then decide to apply or remove a tag, a note, a task, create an appointment, assign an owner, select a value field, create an opportunity, add to the customer hub, send to a website, And then any sequence will need to start with the start button.
Okay.
Once you have created it, you see on the top right, you have draft. It will all be always set, everything you do, it will be always set on draft, even the email. If you click on the email, you will see anything draft there.
Okay.
So once you're done it, you need to make it ready. So you will click and you can switch on draft already. You see that?
Right. Yeah.
So that's really important to remember because you can do a lot of work and then you forget to press draft, and then the sequence will not start.
Yeah.
But when you're setting a draft, then you can click publish. When everything is set on ready that you have here, you can click publish. But then when you click publish, it will analyze if all the elements of the campaign are triggered right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then it will automatically tell you if there is an error or you have forgotten to click something.
Okay.
So you will click there and we automatically direct you to the place where you have to do the work.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
No. So yeah. So only after they confirm the email will the sequence trigger, right?
So the sequence will trigger anyway.
Okay.
So they receive basically two emails.
Okay.
One which is confirm your email, and the other one which is the one with the checklist.
Okay.
We didn't put any delay, but it's just something that we need to have, so then we know that the things are done better. So then we know that we have more chances to be in their primary inbox if they confirm, if they double opt-in.
Yeah.
Now you see, for example, that this has been created in a legacy one because there is the yellow border around.
Okay. Yeah.
For this one, what I want you to do is to take the same email, but to put it as a normal one, because after a point, the legacy will stop working.
Okay.
And that is, hey, you're selling from the stage checklist, share it with your fellow speakers. And this is the first call to action of getting the online program, which then triggers a ClickFunnels page,
Okay.
a ClickFunnels sales page. The sales page that will trigger, the sequence will trigger is this one. So we have some testimonials, landing page, and that's already been created. If you think that the landing page again can perform better, or we can add something, let me know.
Okay.
Because what I want you to review is every single step of the funnel.
Right.
And if you have ideas that you say, oh, actually, if you put this there, if you put this extra step here, I think it will convert better.
Yeah.
Then please, I'm always looking at what is the thing that we can do to increase conversion.
Right.
And then they will click here, and then they will get access to the membership site,
Okay.
where they're going to pay the amount. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. So the others, and then we have another system, which is going to be the membership site system. Now, the membership site that we use, and I'm going to give you access to this one as well, because they are all interconnected,
Right.
is something called Everlesson. Are you familiar? Have you ever heard of it, or are you familiar with that?
No.
Like, it's a really good system, and you can create a limited membership site.
Okay.
And the thing with Everlesson is that you can create also campaigns inside Everlesson.
Okay.
But personally, I want all the campaigns to run from Infusionsoft.
Right.
And then the trigger of something happening in Infusionsoft going into Everlesson and vice versa.
Right. Okay.
Even though ideally you can create a landing page with Everlesson. Like for example, this page is created with Everlesson.
Oh, okay.
Right? But ideally I want to use Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels because I can customize them way more than Everlesson. Everlesson is very fixed.
Right.
But I will send you access to this one, and because then we can look at the different, this is what, if someone buys a course, these are all the courses that we have individually.
Yeah.
So if they buy the selling from the stage course, that's where we can create a package. We can create the different tags and so on.
Okay.
All right. But we do things one step at a time. So I'm just giving you an overview so then you're aware
Right.
about all the system and how they communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Any question?
Not right now.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna stop the screen share for a moment because I don't think we need to go through that anymore. So there are a few things that we will need to do now is to look at, as you said before, what is the task list?
Yeah.
And what I'm going to have is going to be a Google Drive document.
Okay.
Which we are going to, is there going to be a folder, and in that folder we are going to have, you will have access to all the things that you need. If you need marketing material, if you need all the calls that you're going to have, all the actions that you're going to create, we are going to manage that through the Google Drive.
Okay.
For your project management, is there a project management software that you currently use that you are familiar with it for you to manage all the different steps of the process, what you've done and not done?
I generally use Asana.
Okay, perfect. Because for our leadership team, we use Trello, but
Okay.
I've never had something like for the digital marketing side. So feel free to use the one that you're already comfortable with. There is no point to start using something different. So if you're comfortable with Asana, keep using Asana.
I've used Trello as well. So, hello.
Which one do you prefer?
Just a minute. I don't know why my screen has gone blank. I cannot see anything. I'm just gonna put the charger.